By now you've seen the pictures, and I haven't taken much video because this is all freestyle and it's all practice, and I'm not sure if it's gonna work, so if it don't, I gotta try again. But I'm starting to feel pretty good about it, so I think I'll start filming from here on out. So far we're still in the cardboard stage. Gonna have to put this circle jig on my router because I broke my last one. But if you ever want to cut a circle, if you don't have one of these, you're slipping, because it's like the best thing ever. So anyways, got some wood sitting over there, getting ready to start making these trim rings and everything else it's going to take to get these panels going. And I got this other panel that I haven't touched yet at all. It's going to be the same as that one, but the exact opposite. So be back here in a minute. So the best thing to do when you're about to make a circle, well, not just a circle, but a sequence of circles, is to have a plan. And what I did was I drew up what I'm about to do on CAD. It's actually RoofCAD. It's a program I use at my regular job. And this will be my guide to making these trim rings. You'll see what I do with them next. Okay, so some of the basic things we're going to need here is a printout of what I just showed you, a router with a circle jig on it. As you can see, the numbers on it all correspond to what's on here. Well, not all of them, just the ones I need. So I also have a jigsaw, and you don't need a jigsaw to make a circle, but I'm doing these circles a different way. I'm actually making rings for the speakers, so the way that I'm going to do it, I'll need a jigsaw, but it'll all make sense here in a little bit. So check it out. So 5 9/16 is my first one. So you go right on over here, find 5, go on all the way up to 9/16, and there you go. Drill a little nice little 1/8 inch hole in the wood for your center point. Okay, so the first few cuts are only going to go about halfway through because I want the woofer to be countersunk. So the bit being 1/4 inch means that it's going to carve about 1/2 inch at a time out of the circle. So the sequence is 7 5/8, 8 1/8, 8 5/8, 9, and the final cut would be around 10 1/4 because that's where I want it to be. And then I drop back and cut that original 7 1/8 out of the middle, and it should be a done deal. So I'm by myself, I don't have nobody to film me, so I'll have to do this a little bit at a time. First cut is not all the way through, like I said. It's only about not even halfway through, just enough to countersink that little 8 when I drop it in. So a couple more passes, and it'll start looking the way it's supposed to. So take the pin out. The next number would be 8 1/8, so that would be right here. Pop that in the little hole. Okay, now that little pilot pin goes into that original center hole. So you can see it got a little wider. Now we're going to jump on over to 8 5/8 and then 9. Okay, so after 4 passes, you end up with something like this. Now it's time to cut the outside one, but leave that same little tab again. So what I did was I went ahead and adjusted the router bit out to where it goes all the way through the wood on this pass, instead of only part way like those other passes were. So after I go all the way through, I leave that 1-inch tab that can easily be cut with a jigsaw here in a little bit. But the thing is, the reason I didn't cut it all the way was because that center hole right there, once I cut the middle donut out, there's not going to be any place else for my circle jig to sit in. So that'll be it. So the final cut will be with the jigsaw, but it's not very much, it's only a little bit, so it should be easy. So let's do this. So you end up with one of these. Now we'll bust out a little bit of sandpaper, and then that'll be a ring. Now without me taking video and pictures every 2 seconds, this is a pretty quick operation. Alright, so now we got this ring. Looks really nice and all that stuff, but let's see if it fits. Here's the punch 8 that I'm planning on using. Sits in there pretty nice. So that right there is how you do a countersunk speaker ring. But this is only part of the fun. Stay tuned. I'm going to go ahead and cut the middles out of all of these. Alright, so all 8 of those are cut. And all I need to do is bust out the jigsaw and cut the little tiny tab that is holding these in place. It really isn't nothing, about like an inch, maybe a little smaller in some spots. But once that tab is cut off, I have myself a ring. There's the other ring for the other 8 right there. It was a lot of work, but these are finally done. Each one of those represents one Rockford Fosgate 6.5, and these ones are Rockford Fosgate 8s. And tomorrow I will be making the 1 3/4 tweeter pods. It's just getting a little bit late right now. It's dark, so that'll be it for tonight. Oh yeah, wait a minute, I better test fit these speakers. Go ahead and drop this ring on there. Alright. Yeah. Also got the 8 over here. Alright, check back tomorrow for the tweeter pods.